Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Reba Peoples, board-certified psychiatrist and founder of Amara Health and Wellness. I am here today on a Facebook live stream as part of a 30-day streaming challenge. So I'm here to talk to you this month a little bit about holistic and functional psychiatry. So what is holistic psychiatry? Essentially, as a holistic psychiatrist, my goal is to treat the entire individual rather than aiming to treat disease. So as a holistic psychiatrist, I really focus on teaching people the tools that they need to achieve and maintain wellness. So when we think about emotional wellness, I tend to think about things in terms of kind of three components. And you can think of those components as being similar to legs of a three-legged stool. If either one of those legs is missing, then the entire stool topples. So that first leg of the stool is lifestyle. So lifestyle can really significantly impact how we experience illness and our experience of wellness. So things like getting enough sleep, moving our bodies, feeding our bodies healthy, nutritious foods. All of those things really have a big impact on our overall emotional wellness. And as a holistic psychiatrist, I really aim to instill the importance of those lifestyle factors when I do treat patients. The second thing that we need to think about is biology. So looking at things like biochemistry and genetics and how those influence our experience of health as well. And lifestyle really ties into this, because if we're not eating, nutrient-dense whole foods, if we're not moving our bodies, if we're not getting adequate sleep, that's really a setup for inflammation in the body as well as oxidative stress. So when our bodies are inflamed, or when we have a lot of problems with oxidative stress, that can definitely influence the way that we feel. And then the last component of the stool has to do more with spirituality. So those issues around things like identity, meaning, and purpose. So are we truly living a life that's in alignment with our values? So when those things are out of balance, people can struggle with depression or anxiety as well. So I generally tend to view depression as a symptom rather than a disease, because there are several things that can lead to difficulties with depression. So as a holistic psychiatrist, my goal really is to work with people to help them identify what it is that those symptoms are trying to communicate. So it could be something like a micronutrient imbalance. So B vitamins, zinc, vitamin D. If those things are out of balance, then those can lead to difficulties with depression. If people aren't getting enough sleep, if people are eating foods that are causing food sensitivity reactions or are causing inflammation, those can also be a cause for depression and anxiety. So as a psychiatrist, some of the kind of key areas that I tend to see when people do come in with difficulties with anxiety or depression in particular, from that second tier, so that biology tier, have to do with inflammation. Oxidative stress can also cause a lot of problems. I tend to see that very commonly. Methylation issues are very common, and I'll talk a little bit more about methylation in future videos. Micronutrient deficiencies, copper excess, problems with gut health. Hey, Vicki, thanks for joining. And hormonal issues, so things like thyroid and adrenal health can definitely impact one's mood. So looking at all of those areas are really a key part of a functional and holistic psychiatric assessment. And once we have looked at those things and identified any possible problem areas, then often we can use supplements to help address the symptoms. and we don't necessarily have to rely on medications. Since supplementation can be very powerful, lifestyle interventions can also be very powerful, and talk therapy, just really getting at the root of some of those issues around identity, meaning, and purpose can also really be helpful in moving people out of depression. So I just wanted this to be a very quick video just to give a little overview of holistic and functional psychiatry. Are there any questions at all before I sign off? I know I had a little bit of trouble with the live stream. So I had to actually start a separate live stream because the one that I scheduled for some reason didn't sync with my camera. So I'll just give things a few minutes to see if anyone has any questions. And so I will do this again tomorrow night. This will be a 30-day series on functional psychiatry. So each night at 9:00 p.m. I will be here to answer your questions. And if there aren't any questions tonight, I will sign off, and definitely wishing you all a great night. Be well and God bless.